You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Topping our news tonight, breaking news out of Dallas, where 2 police officers are in critical condition after getting shot inside a Home Depot today. The suspect still on the loose, but after a day-long search and police chase, they have stopped a car that matches the description of the one that belongs to the suspect. 29-year-old Hispanic man Armando Juarez, who they say drove off in a white pickup. The 2 Dallas officers were helping a security guard at the Home Depot who had been shot before they got there.
We heard first 4 shots, and then from there, they were just telling us, like, get out the building, but then they found out that he had went outside, so we're like, stay in the building. So as many people that they were trying to come in, we were trying to get them inside. And from there, like, they said that he ran out the exit door because the fire alarm started going off.
Now, this all comes less than a week since 2 Florida deputies were shot near Gainesville while they were having dinner. And those Gilchrist County Sheriff's deputies laid to rest today. A viewing for both Sergeant Noel Ramirez and Deputy Taylor Lindsay was held at a school in Trenton. A final call for both deputies by their badge numbers was broadcast over the dispatch radio channel. Authorities say 58-year-old John Hubert Highnote shot the deputies last Thursday. He then went to his car and killed himself. Sheriff Bobby Schultz blamed the deaths on hatred toward law enforcement. Well, in news here on the Suncoast, a local teacher is behind bars today facing child pornography charges. 25-year-old Quentin Peterson, a math teacher at Booker High School, was arrested following a nearly year-long investigation. And that's where we find ABC7's Rick Adams live tonight with more details. Rick?
Yeah, Jacqueline, the arrest happened earlier today. Details do continue to emerge. 25-year-old Quentin Peterson found himself behind bars on Tuesday. The Booker High School math teacher is being charged with possession of child pornography. Sam Shields has a home just blocks from the high school. It's where he and other family members went to school. He tells us it's a little shocking to hear what this teacher was allegedly involved with.
He's got to go. He's got to go, but he's got to explain himself. And if he's not willing to explain himself, then he can't get help.
Palmetto police say they were investigating Peterson last year for allegations of inappropriate relations with a student from Lincoln Middle School, where he had been a teacher. He was not charged. Police had executed a search warrant at his home and removed several cell phones, laptop computers, and memory cards. Officers say they located several inappropriate sexual images of another girl from Manatee County who was 16 years old. There was enough evidence to make the arrest at Booker High School on Tuesday, where Peterson was now teaching. Former Booker High School student Glenda Lane, who lives near the school, was questioning how he got into the high school in the first place following the investigation at Lincoln Middle School.
I just think that basically they should be background checked. They all should have a background check.
The Manatee County School District says Peterson was hired as a music teacher at Lincoln Middle School in February of 2016. He would later resign in September of 2017. In February of this year is when he accepted a position at Booker High School. In a statement we had received from the Sarasota County School District, in part it says, it appears as if none of the students at Booker High School were impacted by Quentin Peterson's actions. Mr. Peterson has been placed on administrative leave with no interaction with students as we investigate this matter. And Peterson was taken to the Sarasota County Jail where his bail was set at $50,000. Reporting it live from Sarasota this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Jacqueline, back to you.
Thank you. An update now on the student whose promposal has gone viral for all the wrong reasons. His parents releasing a statement today saying he's not going to prom. This after critics say the sign that he made to ask his date to prom was racist. School officials are now starting the process of bringing in counselors to speak with students, providing them an open and safe place to speak their minds. District leaders have not yet made a decision on what punishment that student will face. They did say, however, that he violated the district's electronic media policy, so an announcement on punishment will be made soon. Former Riverview football coach John Sprague is upset about the incident and has been vocal with school administration.
It was a direct slap to what their philosophy is. It's not Riverview. It's an individual young man, and to hold a school who's done so much for all their kids, a minority and non-minority, is absurd.
In a statement through their lawyer, the family says, quote, "While our son has apologized himself on behalf of our family, we wish to also express our most sincere apologies for the terrible words used in his promposal." Well, Manatee County is looking at the possibility of raising taxes in order to pay for state-mandated school resource officers. The state is providing some extra funding for SROs as part of the Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act, but it's not nearly enough. According to Manatee County, the mandate is leaving the school district with a $5.5 billion bill. Typically, the school district and county split the cost of SROs, but now that the price tag is so high, county commissioners aren't sure that the county can continue to pay its half.
I need to go back to our school board as well as our senior leadership team, look at our finances and see if there are other ways, other avenues to move some money around. Because one of the commissioners said if we had to fund the whole thing, well, if that's a possibility, then we do have to take money away from somewhere else.
Commissioners did not make any funding decisions today. They plan to discuss this issue once again in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, the Department of Justice is giving $1 million to help the first responders at the Parkland shooting. The grant will also cover some of the overtime pay costs, with 18 agencies involved in that response. Tonight, Manatee County deputies are looking for two people who they say robbed a 7-Eleven early this morning. The two men walked into the store on US 41 in Palmetto and stole cigarettes. One suspect is a thin black male about 5 feet and 8 inches tall, caught on surveillance video wearing a black hoodie and dark jean shorts. The other suspect, seen in this picture wearing a bucket hat, is a heavy-set black male with bushy sideburns running down his chin, last seen wearing a white t-shirt and blue shorts. If you have any information on either of those men, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. Well, take a look at this video. Two construction workers coming face to face with death. They were rescued after hanging on the side of a building in South Florida earlier today. The workers were on a scaffold, and when it fell, they were left dangling in the air. Luckily, they were strapped into their harness ropes the entire time, and nobody was injured. Well, a beautiful day here on the Sun Coast. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at what we can expect for tomorrow. Bob?
Well, that looks dangerous. I'm sure it does. Nothing dangerous going on right here along the Sun Coast. All that weather that was around yesterday evening and last night has moved on. It's now shifting off to the Atlantic now, too, as that frontal boundary is still moving to the southeast, and it has brought in some slightly cooler and drier air here along the Sun Coast. You can still see some showers off of Daytona Beach. We're not anticipating any rain overnight. 69 degrees right now. We have clear skies and the humidity comfortable 73%. Winds are out of the northwest at 8, and that pressure continues to rise. High pressure building in behind the front, and that means we're going to see a gorgeous day tomorrow. We'll take you through time. Here's what's happening overnight. Not much. Some high clouds could still be around now and again throughout the day tomorrow, but we're looking for mostly sunny skies, a few clouds now and again. As I said, temperatures will warm into the mid-70s right near the coast, and inland areas will be into the low 80s. We have another system developing to the west of us, however, that is going to change things up for the weekend. We'll talk about this front and what it means for our weekend weather plans coming up in just a few minutes. Jacqueline?
Okay, thanks, Bob. We'll talk to you soon. A commission aimed at investigating government actions surrounding the Parkland massacre and the state's other mass shootings held its first meeting this morning. The commission, learning faulty classroom designs in police radio as well as 911 systems, contributed to the chaos and possibly to some of those 17 deaths. Teachers couldn't lock their classroom doors from the inside as they tried to lock down their students. They had to open their doors and use a key to lock them from the outside. Broward County Sheriff's radios were also not on the same channel as Coral Springs Police, the two primary agencies that responded. Attempts to merge the radio channels failed, preventing the two departments from sharing information. And the accused gunman in the Parkland shooting, Nicholas Cruz, will continue to be represented by a public defender. A judge ruling today that Cruz has no more than $28,000 in assets, and that's not enough to pay a private attorney in a case this big. Cruz faces 17 counts of murder and 17 counts of attempted murder in the Valentine's Day massacre at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. The 19-year-old's lawyers have said he's willing to plead guilty if prosecutors drop the death penalty. Meanwhile, back here on the Suncoast, attorneys for the accused Seminole Heights serial killer are asking that his mental health be evaluated by specialists. Howell Donaldson's attorneys filed a motion saying that they believe their client suffers from mental health issues, meaning he may not be able to understand the charges or legal process and can't act appropriately in a courtroom. Donaldson is accused of murdering 4 people in the Seminole Heights neighborhood in Tampa last fall. If he is found incompetent, he could be sent to the state hospital and would delay the case for at least 6 months. A warning for drivers in downtown Sarasota. Construction is now underway on a major road project that's blocking a portion of 10th Street. City workers are digging up the road between Central and Coconut Avenues, blocking the westbound lanes. They're installing what's called a nutrient separating baffle box, which will clean stormwater runoff before it flows into Sarasota Bay. The project is just a few hundred yards from the bay. The baffle box installation is the final stage of the 10th Street Boat Basin dredging project. Nearby businesses are hoping the project doesn't cause much financial fallout.
Despite the construction, we know our regulars will find us, and we'll continue to be open through the fall as the project continues.
The city hopes that project will be complete by this fall. And an update tonight on a Bradenton Beach dock that was damaged by a tropical storm. The floating dock at the historic Bridge Street Pier was destroyed back in 2016. It is now being replaced with the Bradenton Beach Day dock, which will better serve water taxis. The dock is set to open by 4th of July weekend. Stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus new information about the man accused of killing 10 people in Toronto yesterday. And we have the details of this Duck Duck Goose game gone all wrong.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
was just a great day here on the Suncoast. I mean, not a cloud I saw. I mean, I know early in the morning.
In the morning we did have some clouds, around. We had some residual clouds from that cold front that moved through, but the afternoon certainly did clear up. And then we had some clouds late this evening, just around sunset. Casey Key showing those beautiful blue skies throughout most of the afternoon. And you'll notice in the last frame there or so, the clouds come in with a little bit of a secondary push of some cooler and drier air. You get those clouds off in the distance right there. No rain associated with them. It was a perfect night. And then, obviously, a lot of photos sent into pics, PIX at mysuncoast.com. And here are just a few. Anna Maria Mary has some visitors in and got out to Anna Maria and got that shot. And you can see those clouds around with Sarasota Bay, Bonnie getting this one and sending it. And David Schuster showing the sun setting there in Longboat Key and Lido. Nice clouds with some crepuscular rays there showing up. We are looking at some windy conditions earlier, but those winds are starting to lay down a little bit. Much milder out there, a little higher in Anna Maria at 13, but generally 5 to 10 miles an hour up and down the coast. You can see that at 9 at Minnesota Beach, Warm Mineral Springs at 4, Northport the same. Out of the west-northwest, now those winds won't be all that strong tomorrow, and they'll still stay out of the north, and so that humidity will stay pretty nice throughout the day. You're going to enjoy tomorrow's weather. We're going to see a lot of sunshine too, I suspect, and for the remainder of Thursday, we're looking for a warmer day. Winds will switch around a little bit more to an easterly direction, and that humidity will start to slowly come back up. You'll really notice it on Sunday of the weekend. Well, the day planner tomorrow looks good, fantastic. 76 at the area beaches with lots of sunshine. We'll start off into the low to mid 60s in most places, and then we'll again warm up a little bit more so on Thursday. Well, that low pressure area is slowly budging to the northeast right now. The attendant cold front stretching all the way down to near just off of Miami, and that is causing some big storms over the Bahamas or the northern Bahamas. Not much else going on here around our area. It will stay that way too. Dry conditions are anticipated for the next couple of days, and then things start to change a little bit, and you'll see that in the European forecast model. We're looking good tomorrow. As I mentioned, high pressure builds in. It shifts off to the east, and here comes a cold front. It's a weak one. There's not a lot with it. There's some rain right there depicted by the Euro, and then it slips down on into Friday midday, and then we'll see a chance for showers. There are a few scattered showers around. The rain chances not all that high on Friday. Even Saturday, a secondary front follows that one, and it gets close to us on Saturday morning, so a chance for a few showers on Saturday morning. But Sunday looks good, and most of Saturday looks good too. And then the trend, the long-range trend, is calling for warm temperatures throughout all of next week with highs back into the mid to upper 80s. 69 right now, then the humidity at 73%. Winds are out of the northwest at 8, and the high today did manage to get up into the actual upper 70s. 79 was the high, 82 is our normal, 91 the record set in 2002. Well, nationally, the story has been this slow-moving low-pressure area, which promises to bring a lot of rainfall to the northeast. And for us, this thing continues to push away, but we'll watch this storm system right here. This is the one that's eventually going to swing a cold front our way, as I mentioned, on Friday, and then another one on Saturday. So for boaters tomorrow, looks okay. Seas running right around 2 feet, and it could be up to 3 feet, a little bit offshore. Light chop on the bays and inland waters. Winds out of the northwest at 10. The water temperature now at 78 degrees. That's really starting to warm up. The forecast tomorrow, high of 79, sunshine. Same on Thursday, just a little bit warmer. Humidity pops back up a bit on Friday. There's not enough moisture to really work with this front, so we'll keep the rain chance at 20%, a little higher, 30% on Friday night. This 20% chance for rain is Saturday morning mainly, and then we'll look for a decent weekend. Again, high temperatures into the mid-80s as we get into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and even beyond. Long-range forecasts indicating that we'll stay fairly warm throughout the entire work week next week. Jacqueline?
Okay, Bob, pleasant weather. Thank you. New York City paying tribute to the victims of a deadly van attack in Toronto. You can see here the Empire State Building going dark tonight to honor the 10 people killed and 14 others injured. ABC's Elizabeth Herr has the details on new information authorities are releasing about the suspect.
Surveillance cameras capturing a busy Toronto sidewalk turning into a scene of death and destruction. Just some of the evidence investigators are now reviewing for answers. This as we learn new and disturbing details about 25-year-old Alec Manassian charged with the deadly van massacre.
The accused is alleged to have posted a cryptic message on Facebook minutes before he began driving the rented van.
That Facebook post, taken down soon after the attack, included the message, "All hail Supreme Gentleman Elliot Rodger." Rodger killed 6 people in 2014 near Santa Barbara and also recorded selfie videos lashing out at women.
Can you at least say if the suspect was frustrated with his relationships with women?
Again, because that's part of the evidence, that's going to be part of our investigation.
For now, police only confirming most of the injured victims were women in their 20s to their 80s. This eyewitness saying she almost became a victim herself.
I just remember just being pulled away into the direction, and then he accelerated and hit the lady, and all I can envision is that vivid image of the lady being on top of his hood and then being thrown to the ground, and then he ran over her as he plowed to the crowd.
Manassian, in court Tuesday, said nothing about his motive. Outside, his father offered an apology to the victims' families, but maintained he saw no warning signs. We are told the suspect was in the Canadian military last year, but quit just after 16 days in training. Right now, he's in jail, held without bond. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Florida's tourism group is trying to recruit more travelers from Canada, and its efforts are paying off. The estimated number of Canadian tourists grew 4% last year. However, the state is still experiencing a decline in overseas travel, which has fallen more than 6% over the past 2 years. Visit Florida says keeping international travelers coming to the Sunshine State is vital to the economy.
International tourists, they stay longer and spend more. On average, an international tourist stays from 2 to 3 weeks. And they don't stay at one location, they go throughout Florida.
Visit Florida spent $1.8 million last year on its Canadian marketing efforts, up from $1 million in prior years. Well, Manatee County tax collectors breaking records, collecting more than $2 million from the tourist tax in the month of March, for the first time ever surpassing the $2 million mark in 1 month. That's almost a 17% increase compared to just last year. People who get charged a tourist tax are those who rent out their home for 6 months or less without a long-term lease. Well, stay with us. Sports is next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
New tonight.
This is a marvelous night indeed.
Marvel Studios' Avengers Infinity War Week continues. And the cast is here playing Guess the Avenger. Jimmy Kimmel Live, new tonight on ABC.
The Spring Fever sales event is going on now at Peterson Toyota of Sarasota. Drive a new 2018 Corolla for only $79 per month. The all-new 2018 Camry for only $119 per month. And 2018 RAV4 for just $129 per month at Peterson Toyota of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it today at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
There's been a huge debate since the tragic Parkland shooting. Should Florida school officials have guns on campus? It's already happening in one nearby school.
Let's just give those same administrators a fighting chance.
ABC7 is giving you an inside look at the training that could help turn teachers into guardians.
I'm Adam Cellini, and we're going to show you what arming teachers really looks like.
Armed Educators, this Thursday at 6 on ABC7.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Give today at force.uso.org.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. Supporters of Sarasota's celery fields are meeting with county leaders to talk about the area's future.
So what will it be? Well, we're going to tell you what they plan to propose tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast. John?
So with a frontal boundary sunk south and a high-pressure ridge building in, we're left with several beautiful days. We'll talk about it.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you. Now, sports.
The Miami Heat playing to keep its season alive tonight. Miami and Philadelphia having to win Game 5 to extend the playoff series. The Sixers had some special guests on hand for Game 5. Rapper Meek Mill was in the building to ring in their ceremonial bell just hours after he was released from jail. Ultimately, the 76ers taking home the win, 104-91. And after 2 days of rest, the Tampa Bay Lightning back on the ice today for practice. The Bolts still waiting to see who wins the Boston-Toronto series, which will go to a deciding Game 7 tomorrow night. Tampa Bay won't play again until Friday or Saturday.
I think at this time of the year you take the rest when you can. You know, the guys are obviously banged up, and anytime you can have this time, I think we'd rather have that. But at the same time, you're in the middle of the most intense hockey of the year, so you do want to get back out there and play. I think at this time of the year as well, you'd just rather play than practice anyways. So.
Well, that's a look at sports tonight. We'll have your winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Set your course for a waterfront lifestyle on Florida's last private island. Discover one particular harbor by Margaritaville. Nearby sugar sand beaches are as easy to find as the warm Florida sunshine. Waterfront residences from the high 400s overlook beautiful Anna Maria Sound. And a new marina with direct access to the Gulf of Mexico. Plus, incredible savings on move-in ready homes. Come tour designer models today. Visit ophmintousa.com now.
I work hard all day, and this is why. But taking care of my money has never been easy. Brinks knows what's valuable to me, making it easy to keep track of my money and pay my bills on time.
Here's to the strong, to the dependable, to the trusted. Your family counts on you. Who can you count on? The Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. With direct deposit, you can get your paycheck or government payments up to 2 days faster.
I don't have time to wait for a paycheck, cash it, and then run around and pay bills. Brinks knows what's valuable to me. Time.
Call now or go online to get your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. There's no cost to order and no credit check. Load money onto your card and then shop online, pay bills, buy groceries.
I get a text alert every time our card is used, so we always know our balance.
And we're protected from unauthorized transactions. Brinks gives us peace of mind.
With Brinks, you can conveniently manage your money online and with the mobile app.
I get cash back on everyday purchases. Brinks knows what's valuable to me, saving money.
Plus, you can load checks in minutes, anywhere with mobile check load. Call now or go online to get your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. There's no credit check and no cost to order. And with a qualifying direct deposit, we'll upgrade you to Brinks Preferred with extra benefits. And in this TV-only offer, personalize your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard with your photo for added security. Manage your money on the go, anywhere, and get the peace of mind you deserve. Brinks knows what's valuable to you. Call right now to order your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard.
Call 1-800-282-9643.
There's no cost to order. Call now.
ABC7 News at 7 weeknights.
Well, birdies on the golf course are usually a good thing, just not when that bird is a very angry goose. Take a look. This high school golfer got a little too close to the goose's nest, and the mama, well, she fought back. I don't blame her. Don't mess with her little babies.
Don't mess with mama.
I think this is like the one time where golf might be a contact sport.
That's where the birdie got him instead of him getting birdies on the golf course. We are looking at some nice golfing weather tomorrow. Should be pleasant out there. A pretty nice forecast, really. Temperatures not that warm and kind of dry out there. Temperatures will stay a little bit warmer as we get into Sunday. And be sure to turn into meteorologist John Scalzi tomorrow for Good Morning Suncoast. He'll have an update on those fronts that are headed our way and a little bit better timing.
All right, thank you so much, Bob, and thank you all for joining us this evening. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a good one.